Hello everyone, it's Grant with MTG Strategy. It's been several weeks since I've made a video. This one will be kind of different. So what's been going on is, Crimson Vow's been out for several weeks now, and it's been moved to Quick Draft. So we're going to do our first draft video. So we saved up to about 30,000 gold. And I've been drafting, but I saved this last little bit of money to show you guys about draft now that I've played a lot of reps in this format. So that's kind of the cycle that you get in this game if you play for free. So you'll save up all your gold. I've already refreshed, but you'll refresh every day to try to get a 750 quest, try to get your 4 daily wins, to save up as much gold as you can, which if you have one account and you do this, typically you can save between 60 and 80 thousand gold every every set. So that's the goal, is to save up and then wait till the quick draft comes out, play the quick draft to turn your gold into gems, and then you can play the sealed with the gems that you've saved up. So we've saved up enough for a sealed event next time. So let's go ahead, let's jump right in. So we'll go to Quick Draft, Crimson Vow. This is going to be the best bang for your buck as far as drafts go. The player drafts are a lot more expensive, and so if you lose out on those, you lost quite a bit more. So you can see here I've got my MTG assistant, which really helps getting familiar in draft. Since I'm saving up for the packs, I always rare draft. It helps you build your collection. Since this is a new account from scratch, we're always going to rare draft. So this guy, our rare, is a 1/4 for 3. He gives our zombies flying, which is great. So as a build around, that looks like blue-black. So we can pay blue and tap it, sacrifice another non-token creature, create an XX zombie where X is its toughness. Okay, so toughness matters, zombies matter. We look at what else is in the pack that's good. Vampire's Vengeance is okay. Infestation Expert is great. Hero of Hope is a decent common. Heron Blessed Geist is a decent common. That's decent. Oh, this is a great common. 3. It's kind of a not great costed flyer, but it's got a good upside. And that is a great common. So if it wasn't for this guy, our next pick would probably be the Infestation Expert or maybe the Spore Crawler. And that's in line with what the rankings say. So this, like I said, this really helps you. Your MTG assistant really helps get you familiar with drafts if you're not familiar. So if you're starting out trying to build your account, these drafts are the best bang for your buck to do it. But if you're not comfortable drafting, that MTG assistant will really help decrease your learning curve. Whoops, I don't know why it popped up there. Alright, so 3/3, when it enters, put a 1/1 counter on other creatures. That's great. So let's see what else is in here. So there's a good removal in black, which might be more in line with what our first pick was going to do. This isn't quite a bomb. I mean, it's great if we're ahead or have a board presence, but in drafting there's an old acronym, BREAD, that stands for bombs, removal, evasion. A, I guess, aggressive, and D is just D-class stuff that's a defensive, maybe, that's last. So if we follow that acronym and we lean a little more towards our first pick, we're kind of leaning towards the removal spell here. Is there anything in blue? The Wretched Throng is great in multiples. And then that's pretty much it. That's a solid green card. But it's definitely down to these two. I mean, blue-white would be okay too, but the zombie theme wouldn't be there. And he makes the zombies, so we're not as reliant on that because he makes them. We're not so reliant on having others in the deck. He will make them. So toughness matters more. And we can do that. Hold it up as a trick at instant speed to save stuff. So I just feel like flying is great in this set. Let's just stick with the removal. Alright, and now we're seeing more white. There's some blue. The exploits draw a card, and it's a zombie. Counter a creature or planeswalker. Man, I just feel like green. We've seen some strong green. We passed it. It's great to see. That makes me regret that decision a little bit. I mean, do we shift now that we've sent some wrong signals? We just try it one more pick. I think so. Oh, okay. So, right, that's good. The disturb stuff, that is a great. It's been playing out so great. And evasion is high, so let's pick that. There's a small removal spell, another Stitcher. I have not drafted blue yet. Drafted a lot of white, red, and black. So this will be fun and a little different. So this is kind of removal-y for green. And since we're in black, we might have some sacrifice stuff, some exploit. I don't want to get low on removal. That's a zombie that goes with our... I'd like to see those. I want to syncopate too. Let's stick with our zombie scheme. Syncopate's just such a good counter spell. Let's do... We've got one zombie. Let's lean into the zombie. There's a removal. You can get it. It's not great, but the Blood Fountain is pretty good too. The Farmer's great in white decks. You know, we've got a lot of exploit. Let's take him. Got 2 other exploit spells. Okay, so that's a zombie that cares about toughness. Kind of like Geralt. You know, that might... Yeah, let's go for this. I would like to draft the Evolving Wilds, but I just can't pass on that uncommon. Alright, we've got a bunch of exploit. We don't have a lot of life gain. Oh, discard. It's discard. So when we discard a card, that flips it. And then it, whenever it attacks, they lose a life and we gain a life. So let's... How much exploit? 1. We've got 2 right now. Let's try it. This might be an exploity kind of deck. We don't need 2 though. Oh my gosh, that wheel. I can't. No, that didn't wheel, did it? Just pack 1, pick 9. That's unreal. That should not have wheeled. This is pack 1, so I don't like doing that. If green is that open. The peasant. I don't have any other 2 drops. I'm tempted to see what happens there. We might pick up another 2 drop. See again. Let's get the land. I'm just so tempted to switch to green at the end of pack 1. It's just crazy. It's not really what we want to be doing. Let's take the land. Yeah, this is so unreal. It just seems crazy to switch into green when that's a perfectly playable card. And we passed something we would have really liked to have that. Scattered thoughts indeed. Probably not gonna go green. Unlikely to play that. Okay, so hey, that guy came back to us. So that would pair greatly with our catapult and with our visionary. So we will play 1 copy of that. That's not as good as... Alright, so... Wow. Of course we're going to take the rare, but let's see what else is here. So that's a decent common. That's a decent but not quite as good as that one. But we just have to take the rare for our collection since we're building it from scratch. There's another good green card. Distracting guys, attacks. Better with flying. Oh, that's a good card. Zombie horse. There's a removal. Let's take the Lancer creature card from our graveyard. Yeah, we gotta take that. We've done alright on this zombie stuff. Okay, so I mean that guy can potentially create so much value, even though his stats are a little low. If we can get 1/1 flyers, we got to pick it. and then remember it as we build our decks. Alright. Let's get a little card. Wash away. There's a counter spell with upside. That wretched thrall would be so great to get in multiples. 2 cards are wheeling, so wash away. Oh wow. So based on that AI, that wash away is going to come back. I don't know how much I believe that. But let's try it. There's also a grizzly ritual. So how much removal do we already have? One. But our we have no 2-drops, so let's try to do that. Keep our eyes peeled for more of those. That might have been wrong. That can be great for combat tricks and stuff. And tokens. It's quasi removal, but you gotta time it right. Alright, there's that bad removal spell. So let's take it now. So that's very bad removal also. Oh, there's the syncopate and a 2-drop. So this is just defensive. Let's take the syncopate since our removal's so low. And we've got to really prioritize 2-drops. I don't know if we'll play 2 copies of this one. So let's move on. Hey, there's a 2-drop. Hey, alright. And do we want a second copy of that? I mean, maybe. Because do we already have an out? Yeah, we already have one of those. I don't know that we want 2. I don't really know that we want 2 of those, but we've got 2 other cards that synergize with it. So let's try it. Man, I love that Reckless Impulse card. I think card draw in red is so powerful. Ooh, alright, what do we have here? 3/1 for 3 that can't block. When it deals combat, create a blood token, sacrifice 2 blood tokens, and return it from the graveyard to the battlefield. Oh, there's an exploit. Zombie Scorpion, which is right where we want to be. Another zombie exploit to get our removal back. I mean, this is an awesome pack for us. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 really strong cards. We gotta pick the rare. What is this? Defender, either scry 2. When you sacrifice the egg, return it to the battlefield transformed. Hey, we've got exploit. Yeah, this is where we want to be also. For our exploit. We like the Evolving Wilds, but we already have one. Oh, we'd like the witness too. Four mana for a 3/3 flyer with pseudo scry. That's great. That's cool too. It might come back. Hey, alright. That Doom to Center would be nice too. I don't expect it to come back. Yeah. Oh, that's a good card. So this is at the beginning of our upkeep, our opponent has to sacrifice a creature, or this flips into a 3/3 flyer. So the Stitched Assistant is good too. We already have one. And we could use another 4-drop. So this is really just a 4/2 for 4, because that its ability, the chance that the opponent is going to control no other creatures, that's tough. The Scob. I mean, we're kind of built around this, so we're going to value this a little bit higher than we normally would. We're going to pick it. And same with the Gargantua. Wait, no. What is this guy? 2/3 flyer for 3. That's pretty good also. I don't know why that's ranked so low. Just stay. We gotta pick the flyer. Oh yeah, that's been a great card. Hey, there's a great guy for our deck. How many 2-drops do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. How many of those? We only have one of that Scob. How many removal? We only have, I think, 2 real removal spells. Yeah. We've got some counter spells. It should be easy for him to play around with that. So let's go for the kind of evasive guy. Oh, let's. Although the 2-drop, I'd like to have one more 2-drop. Let's go there. Yeah, I just don't see what's so great about that guy. I think the draw spell would be better. But if we're going to play 2 draw spells, the Scattered Thoughts would probably be better. It's uncommon. We can try it. Hey, we got a great 2-drop. That would be nice, but we gotta have the 2-drop. Hey, there's another good 2-drop. That is not going to be played. What's that? Alright, so I'll walk you guys through my deck building process. So I like to have between, I don't know, 14 and 16 creatures usually leaning closer to 16. So I like to take out everything that is not a creature. Even the removal we know we're going to play. Okay. Man, we got a lot of creatures. And I like to even take out the land so I can see my numbers. That way I don't have to keep track. I'm subtracting lands and stuff, so right now we have 26 spells, so we need to cut this down to 16 creatures. Alright, so it's 3 we want. If we cut down to about 5 2-drops, that's where we want to be there. We don't have a lot of enchantments, so 1, 2, 2, 4, 5. Okay. That one's great. That one's great. Great. Evasive. Okay, so let's lean heavily onto our theme of exploit. So that's good to exploit. That plays into exploit and will get us value. That one's great. That's good for exploit because when it dies, we get another one. That's great for exploit. This one's not as good. It's not on theme, so let's pull it out. That's on theme. That's on theme. So it's that. That one's not on theme. That one is on theme. This one is. When something dies, he gets better. We're going to be killing our stuff pretty easily. This one sort of is. I mean, being a rare, a 3/1 flyer for 3, that's semi-recursive. We don't have, that creates a blood token, and it creates blood tokens, and it's evasive, so we'll give it a shot. Seems powerful, but I haven't played with it. Okay. This guy's good, but not necessarily on theme. It's a zombie. This guy's good, but not necessarily on theme. Our non-creature spells, we're going to be pretty creature heavy. That's good, but not necessarily on theme. We'll revisit these. Alright, that's sort of on theme. We probably don't want to be sacrificing this guy, but it's not a killer. Like, we don't lose a card in value if we do, and he's just so strong. Alright, so this is probably, let's try just one of these guys instead of 2, because it's so dependent on our other stuff. Depends on that and the catapult fodder guy. Alright, so we've still only cut it to 19. So now let's look at our curve. We've got a lot of 1-drops, which is normally not great. We don't have as many 2-drops as we'd like, so we have got to cut a 3-drop. I think the farmer, I just want to, I know this is so situational. What does our deck look like as far as toughness, overpower? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just 5? So that's not great. Okay, so let's forget about that and that. Okay. It'd be good to cut another creature, but we were so low on removal and interaction. Let's add it and see what we've got. Okay, let's just add premium stuff first, which definitely parasitic grasp, syncopate. That's 3 removal. I'm counting syncopate as quasi removal. 3. 4. 5. Alright, so we've got room for one more card because we want 23 cards. That way we'll have 17 land. We've got, this is a good card, but we have so few non-creature spells. We're looking at adding a creature. This is the best creature here since this is so low, but there's a great creature over here in our Traveler. Yeah, let's play that. Okay, so the suggest lands button's so easy, but what I like to do is add up all my mana symbols. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 blue, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 black. So it's going to be an even split since they're that close together. So that's probably what it's going to suggest, but I'd like you to know how we got to that. So that's pretty blue and blacky looking. Kind of like that one too. Let's go with that one. Alright, and then I like this guy. I think that's just a classic swamp look. That's got some blue in it. Okay. Let's get rid of that one. Why does it still have this one? There we go. So now, if we pick the art we like, if you're OCD like me, And then go to suggest lands. It'll put in the art that you like. Okay, let's try a game. With our exploit blue-black deck. We might want to add, if we don't have much luck, we might want to add another 2-drop. That defensive one would be pretty good to get us rolling. So I'd like to be able to play with this guy, but we just can't keep all one color when we're mainly in blue. Part of me wants to try it, but we better play it safe. So this is looking better. We've got access to both colors of mana, a good 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop, and a little bit of interaction. So let's keep that 6. Let's put one of the 2-drops back. I don't guess it matters which. Alright, pass the turn, and we'll crack this at the end of their turn so they don't know what color we are for their turn. Black mana, get our blue mana, we could hold up and do syncopate, but let's get some little pressure first. This guy has a lot of synergy going on with it. They may not want to trade for a card that only loses us tempo and not a card. So we didn't get a land. So we could play our specimen and hold up that. Which we will probably want to do, but let's get in for 2. Unless they're going to kill our creature, which we'd be okay with. Hey, alright. Exile it instead. We're not crazy about that. We don't want it to be exiled, then we don't get our other one. So let's trade our retrieval for their Flame Blessed Bolt. And then we'll play our specimen. Hey, there's her. Let's play this one. That way we get something back immediately. Could just block it and be ready. I think most of our exploit stuff costs 4. I hate that we stumbled on land, but that's the way it goes sometimes. We don't want to offer the trade. Let's cast this guy since he won't take up our mana like the Thrall would. And we'll... Oh, whoops. Well, not that it matters, so I have first strike. They don't have... I guess let's just get the one in, because that'll have first strike and we'll kill both of our guys. Which is not what we wanted. The egg might have been the better play there. But we can cast our Throng now and triple block. And hopefully we'll draw a island. Wow. Hey, there we go. There's our exploit. So let's play this, and then we'll have something good to exploit. We really, really need land. As good as those cards are, we need land. No attacks. Alright, Wiccan Clown. Okay. That is a 3/3 that can't attack alone. But he's got an upside when he attacks. You can untap a creature, which he can block alone, so don't think he can't attack into him. So, do we block here? He's got 1 white, so he can deal 2 damage to it. So, only when we don't really mind, we don't really mind either of those blocking. Just seems like a chump. Let's just take 3. Okay, so we'll get to draw. Hopefully we'll draw land from this. Okay, so we don't want to attack, so we'll just play our thing. Sacrifice this guy. Let's draw. Hey, there we go. I'll be glad to have our syncopate up. Getting up to 4, 5, 6 mana. Could be a problem. Well, we've got a way to block. Alright, so we're still looking at him doing 2 damage to whatever blocks that thing. So we could double block this way. We'd lose our serpent. Or we could just block this way. No real loss. Oh, he would deal the 2 to this guy. That's why. So he could deal 2 and kill. We would only lose 1 this way, and he'd lose both of his cards. So let's do that. I like 2 for 1s, even if. Yep, since he's lined it up that way, he's going to shoot that one. Boy, if we'd have had Syncopate mana up, it would have been sweet. So he put it on the bottom, that's good. So we still got our Death Toucher. Alright. So do we have an instant? We have the Retrieval. Should let us draw some more. That'd be alright to get back. We've played a land. Or do we just play the Throng and hold up Syncopate? I think that's what we need to do. Since, yeah. Oh, it would have let us bounce his guy. We counter it. We need to have both up to Syncopate. So that costs 4. So we would need to be able to Syncopate for 2. Or we would just need to cast that at the end of his turn, so we might take a hit from it. Okay. No attacks, we'll just keep playing defensively. We'll have our Syncopate up for 2 right now if he casts something big, which there's some good 6-drops in red. So hopefully he'll cast one of those. Whatever. Well, that's okay. We'll bounce it. That'll make that worthless. He'll get a 1/1 flyer out of the deal, but our Syncopate's not worth that. And we can hold off the damage for a little while too. With our Dissenter. Yeah, we got to jump that. Jump it that way because we're still not at the point where we have the mana for this guy. Alright, so let's play the Scob. We'll take a hit from that guy. We'll play the Scob. Sacrificing which one? I guess the one that we'll get back eventually. For the Retrieval. And now we'll bounce that at the end of his turn. And it looks like we're starting to get him. We could bounce it at our turn too with our Syncopate. No, we want to have the Syncopate up for him. Okay. I mean, the other option would be to continually chomp. Does he pay the 1? Okay, so we'll take the 1 and we'll chomp. there. To save us from taking 5 damage. And we don't really lose much here because we get a replacement for this. And then at the end of his turn, we will cast this with Cleave. And we'll be prepared to counter it next turn. So we'll have to cleave for 4 total. 2, 3, 4. So we have 3 mana right now. We can cast on something. I guess. The recursive. He might draw in, so he might have 1 more. So let's, either way, but let's just play the specimen. We are going to syncopate for 4. Yep, he doesn't have. So we would have been better doing the throng. He did play a land first. Okay, there's some evasion for us. You know, that returning a creature, that would have been good. With all the exploit that we have. That 5 mana spell that turned a creature from our graveyard to the battlefield that we didn't put in our deck. Okay, so if we played this, we'd have 4 mana open. We probably should have attacked if we were going to. But we've still got mana open. So do we attack? This would trade. We could start getting ahead. Yeah, but not with this guy. Because that could be blocked by the militia and it wouldn't trade. So we're okay trading to open up the battlefield to attack him with more, because we're going to be hard pressed to find an answer for this, so we need to start rounding the corner. Okay. Well, that hurts. That's good for them. should not have attacked there. Do we trade? Probably. Because I mean, we'll still have this a spell off of this, so we're not quite trading a card for his card. So yes, I think so. We could trade it for that, which is not as good. So we're not really nice to be attacking this, so that's not important either. Alright, so it looks like we would probably, well, he's gonna pump that. So we need a double block there. Oh, it's not good. Pumping that first striker. Not good. I don't see much we can do for this game. Okay, so he did not pump that one. So our plan would still be the same. So 2, 4. Yeah, I don't like trading those two, but that's what we gotta do. Oh, no, I couldn't have. I don't have the other. Yeah, should have got in for the one there, but we're dead. Because I can't block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good game. Alright. So not super great. Let's try it again. Do we want to change anything? So we have I like those two. I just can't imagine not playing. those 3 cards, actually these 4 cards, they're just so high on power level. I don't have a lot of interaction. That's just not as powerful. The Syncopate is probably not as powerful. I mean, the Specimen's not great, but he's good in this deck. I don't know, I'm just not better than those. Let's cut it and see what happens. I need to cut one more. What else is kind of weak? Scattered Thoughts is kind of weak. Do we really just want to be all-out creatures? I really don't like it. And then that's not great. I'd rather have another 2-drop. We've got a good 2-drop. The Recluse. Do I have anything that makes blood tokens? Oh yeah, that guy. And that. Alright, so we just put in some more powerful cards. But the Wizard is not good in this deck. It is just not powerful in this deck. So we've got room. We've got some things that like blood tokens. So we can put in one more card. So in the running is some interaction. Our exploit guy, which we've got several things for the removal. And we've got several things that would serve in that place. They're not as recursive, but we only have so many exploit things to start with. If it came down to the retrieval or the syncopate, I'd pick the syncopate. And so, coming down to just these two, I think the syncopate's just much more efficient. Although this creates blood tokens, which we care about now. So, with our 2-drop. The 2-drop cares about them. This guy cares about them. There was one more. That guy cares about them. And that plays well with them. So let's try the little more synergistic, but less efficient. Alright, let's try and see if that's better. With very little interaction. Maybe we should have made room for the syncopate. Since this card has a little payoff now. Alright, So we don't have a 2-drop. We'll keep this. Play this one first, and we'll probably go get a swamp since we've got a lot more black cards. But we'll do it at the end of their turn. Just keep them in the dark till the end of their turn. Hey. Well, that's cool. I have not seen that card. Menace. Seems like it might be a little underwhelming. There's gonna be some graveyard synergies here. Oh wow, that's cool. Now it's so let's play the flyer. We're gonna be getting in the air. Pretty good. Is he just gonna make a wolf right off the bat? We can trade with the wolf. Blood token. So we could. Oh. In response to our bear, he could activate this. Then our bear's trigger would fail. So let's hold off on the bear. We're not going to play the Scob because we don't have an instant or a good exploit target. So it's either Farmer and Lantern Bearer or Lantern Bearer and Throng. Which the Throng would be better right now to block because it's more expendable. Yeah, let's plan on blocking the wolf. And play the flyer. We want to not use our blood token so we can recur our forebear. Wow. So, that was a good play. Totally played around our entire strategy, so we'll take 5. Ooh, cool. So we'll attack first. Blood token. Does he have any creatures in here? Do we? No. So we've got 4 mana. Let's play it efficiently. we have a creature. We can gain some life. Get our lantern bearer. Let's use him to block some of this menace guy. Or at least keep him from attacking. Play the scavenger. Look at our graveyard. We'd like to gain the life. Do we need to though? We're at 8. We could recur that at some point. But 3, 4, 5. Let's play for what we got now. We just need the life. That keeps him from getting it. That worked out better than we could have hoped. Alright, that'll be good. So let's hold off showing him what we got. Let's go to attacks. Let's attack for 1. Do we just play the Scob so we have a 3/3? Or do we hold off to get our ritual back? I think getting the ritual back would be better. That transforming would be good too. So we might be willing to take a little bit of a hit so that guy will flip. Wow, our flyer. We should have been 4. Yeah, we should have attacked with our lantern bearer too. I didn't realize he was so low. Hey, we could. We could discard the ritual and get it back. By exploiting, we might want our lantern bearer. Yeah, let's get in the air. He might swing all out here. Ooh, good. Oh, okay, he only had the 2. He's probably going to swing all out. No? Let's take the 3. So we'd be willing to trade that for our dissenter. We take the 3, we'll be at 7. Then we're looking at a swing back of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we can handle that. Or do we let it die to let that flip? I just don't like trading for a token. Okay. Good to see. Yeah, that guy has won us the game. He's been great. So let's get our dissenter down the block. Looking good. Okay, they got a blood token. Let them gain a life. Alright, well, we rode the back of our Falconwrath forebear to that victory. Alright, let's call that a session. Although I would like to get that syncopate in there for just a little more interaction. I don't know what we'd want to get rid of it for. What's our weakest card? Probably the Scob, since we've only got 2 non-creature spells. Or we've got 3, right? 1, 2, 3. But still. Oh. I like the Scob, and he would be a lot better with the Syncopate, and he's good with the Awakening. I just don't think there's anything else I'd rather cut. The Farmer would be alright to cut. He didn't play out so great either. So it's between the Farmer . Yeah, it's between the Farmer or the Scob. I think the Scob is better. Better synergy. And the Scob will be better with the Syncopate. So that gives us 1, 2, 3 interaction and 4. Okay, I mean, it's still borderline between the Scob and the Farmer. Our curve's not great now. Let's see what our curve looks like with the Farmer. And that's better. Yeah, let's call that. Cut the Scob, put the Syncopate in. Alright. So, thank y'all. Let's Y'all see my sweet mug. Thank y'all very much for joining me. Hope that was helpful for y'all. 50-50, a lot to think about. Hope that helps you get into draft and not let it intimidate you. There's a lot going on, and it's such a fun format to get into, but it is kind of intimidating. So hope that helped. Y'all please join me next time for more strategy-packed content.